Hello, my name is James Williams. You're just come for episode number 2. So, I've been watching videos again. Yeah, this has to happen. I didn't start typing my graphic novel, and now it's like late, so I'm fixing to go to bed. I might play one round of WWE 2017. I'm not sure, but I'm going to tell you this. I've been watching videos about people calling out martial artists again, and some okay, and some not so much. Epic fail on this game. So let me get rid of that. All that damn corn for nothing. Sometimes games give you an impossible task. Well, it's not impossible, it's just highly improbable when you don't have enough space in your damn fucking barn. Anyway, moving on. So I was watching these kung fu videos. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, some of their claims of these people who don't know martial arts are pretty fucking legit. Now, as a martial artist, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that in life, there are chances that you take and there are chances that you probably should not take. And one chance that you should not take, and I don't give a damn how bad you think you are, how tough you pretend to be, or how tough you eventually will become. You don't start a fight if you don't know how to fight. You don't take the chance that maybe, just maybe, somebody might be telling you a lie about someone else. Because if you hear someone says, well, this is James, he's not a good fighter, go fuck him up, and then you come back and have to go to the hospital because you listened to these dumb son of a bitches that was told that you could not fight, it's kind of on your friends for goading you into stuff. In school, I had been goaded into things that, you know, when you're dumb, you're dumb. It's just as simple. I have been in lots of fights in school for something that somebody said that I said when I knew damn well I didn't say it because I, one, don't take this personally, but whoever was involved at that time, I don't know your mother. If I'm in school with you all day, I don't know what your mother does for a living. So I don't think that me saying something about your mother is logical when I'm the only person in school that no one talks to. That's right. I had no real friends until I got to like middle school, like the 8th grade. I mean, I had friends, but eventually they kind of sailed their way and I sailed mine, and our lives just went in different directions. I'm still their friend in my mind. I don't know if I'm still their friend in their mind. Does that make sense? Because I didn't have a lot of friends in the projects because I hung with a lot of the guys on 10 and a half Street. Because they really was the only guys that really gave a flying fuck about me. David, Man Willis, Hucky, those cats. Vernon, motherfuckers that really gave a shit. Motherfuckers that fought with me in ghetto fights and shit like that. For motherfuckers who thought that I couldn't fight. And some of the guys in the projects who were supposed to be friends of mine, I fought the motherfuckers too. And there was once a time where uh, we weren't all on the same side on 10 and a half Street because I believe it was Vernon who was mad at Hucky, and Hucky was the youngest. So we was all fixing to not let Vernon do a damn thing to Hucky. And Vernon didn't think that that was appropriate. But he was much bigger than Hucky. Hell, he was bigger than me. Hell, he was bigger than all of us. But man, David and I was like, nah, you fuck with Hucky, you gotta go through us. And Vernon didn't really appreciate that. And there was a time where him and some project kids from the same projects I was from, we was all supposed to rumble at Venable School. Of course, by then, everybody on 10 and a half Street knew that my shit was on point. Now, whether I believed it or not was a different ballgame. Because I didn't. If I got my ass kicked, I was going to get it kicked with my boys. That was all to that shit. Ride or die. Before the term was ever fucking framed, we were already doing that with my generation. Now, that fight didn't take place because Vernon wound up showing up by himself. And a good run is better than a bad stand. Now, I don't know if they ever made up. I was just there because I was backing up David. Because me and him was like brothers. Simple as that. And any of my boys that have grown up and stayed in my circle know, hey, I ain't gonna go to jail for you, but I damn sure help you beat somebody's ass. But if you fixing on murdering somebody, you on your own with that. I ain't doing that. And now that I've been in the military, it is a very bad idea for me to even consider doing something that fucking stupid. Now, I've had a lot of people in my life call me phony, call me a punk, call me a bitch, call me all this other stuff, and those same people won't show up to fight. They talk that shit. And I know you're thinking, why are you bringing this up, James? Okay, I'm going to explain to you why I'm bringing this up now. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you were paying attention, that I have been watching videos where people are downing a lot of martial arts. And then I will give credit to one person who actually was speaking the truth about martial arts. And he's like, it's not so much about belts and shit like that, and that's basically an American thing. And there are phases and things like that. But this guy was on point with everything he said, And I'm not gonna give his name. I will say that he's an Asian man. Now, I will say that I found this video and it's like maybe a year old, so his views may have changed. They may not have changed, but he was commenting Bruce Lee, but he was insulting Jackie Chan. He commented Jet Li, but he was insulting Jackie Chan. All right, now, like it or not to that guy, Jackie Chan's actually a fairly decent martial artist, and he did go to the Peking Opera School. But you left off one of my favorite martial artists, who is Chinese, who is almost 300 pounds, and his name is Sammo Hung. And Sammo has been in damn near everything that Jackie has done. And here's the thing. For us martial artists who actually want to make movies and be movie stars, and we know that that technically isn't what martial arts originally was made for. It was a system of things for guards to protect the king or the emperor or whatever the hell you want to go to, depending on which style and which system and which country you want to believe that martial arts originated in. Because there has been proof that martial arts have originated in Egypt, and a lot of Chinese people will dispute that, and a lot of Asian people in general will dispute that. I personally don't give a damn. I just love Kung Fu. Alright? Now, I'm not the best of the best. I'm 44 years old. I've had a hip replacement. I'm pretty sure that no doctor on earth will ever clear me to be in the UFC. So, that pipe dream is just that. It's a fucking pipe dream. However, I'm not one of these dudes that's going to walk to your house every day and just start a fight just because I can. Because the truth be told, in martial arts, there is a spirituality that most martial artists know. Now, I'm not going to go into what the dude was saying about motherfuckers in the UFC and other fighting venues about points and all that shit, because eventually anything new somehow or another in the United States becomes a sport. Alright? If it's something that came from Native Americans, like lacrosse, it becomes a sport. And when with most shit that has been Americanized or westernized or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that has become a sport where money can be made in this country, that's pretty much what happens. Boxing was something that was entertainment way back before television. Wrestling was something that was entertainment way back before television. And the side shows like Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Is there anything possible that you can showcase your talent or your skill that can make you money back then, before there was like real freedom? That's what they did. Before there was TV, before there was radio, there was freedom. Radio came first. So way back when Orson Welles did War of the Worlds, he really fucked people up. And they really thought that the world was coming to an end and aliens were coming. Right? Nowadays, that shit doesn't work on anybody because everybody's so they're so immersed with the things that are going on in the world that now, something scary come along, we get out relax, and more or less for entertainment is an escape. Now I'm an independent filmmaker, but before that I was a street fighter, and before I got into martial arts, I fought in the streets because it was not a choice of mine, it was more like a chore. Now, back then there was no like child abuse laws that said that I would get my people in trouble for making me go fight. And here's the thing about fighting. You're going to get really good at it. You're going to be really bad at it. If you're really bad at it, you try to avoid fights like a motherfucker. If you're really good at it, you try to avoid fights like a motherfucker. Now, I know you guys are thinking, James, you just said that twice. You said if you're really good at fighting, you try to avoid it like a motherfucker. If you're really bad at fighting, you try to avoid it like a motherfucker. That is true. Now, let me explain why. When I first learned martial arts, because I'm so fucking tall. No, I'm really fucking short. I'm only 5'3.5". I'm the size of the average Vietnamese woman. Before I got into the depths and the spirituality and the um, the whole flow of chi and understanding why martial arts has come into such a fruition of everybody wants to know it. I learned martial arts so that I couldn't get beat up by big people. Simple as that. There's no lying, there's no sugarcoating, there's no nothing else behind it other than the fact that I didn't want to get beat up by people bigger than me. Alright? And FYI, all the martial arts in the world did not have anything on my sister's windmill. Alright, that's right. My big sister used to windmill the shit out of me. And I'm trying to block and dodge, and nah, that shit won't happen. The windmill is the ultimate martial art. Alright? Now, because sometimes you just gotta windmill the shit out of a motherfucker. Anyway, so as I got better at martial arts, not obtaining weapons, but better at just fighting and becoming a living, breathing, walking weapon, I started being afraid of fighting. Not because of my opponent, but because of what I've been taught. And not because I wouldn't enjoy beating someone, but because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to stop beating someone. Now I know you're thinking, well damn James, you just like made some hypocritical ass statements. Yes I did. Now I'm explaining that. In the martial arts, if taught properly, you really don't need that many lessons unless you are behind the eight ball. You're slow learning. You're not really intelligent with muscle memory and body positions and pressure points and shit like that. So I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna give you 3 things that you must know in order to survive in a fight against a martial artist. Pure and simple. You might not like it, you might not believe it, and I personally don't give a damn because I don't gain anything by lying to you. So, I'm going to tell you what these things are. Rule number 1. First and foremost, depending on who your teacher is, and if I'm your teacher, I have one rule and only one rule. I'm going to teach you what you need to know to survive. You're going to walk the fuck out my dojo within 3 weeks. I should never have to see you again. Because everything I teach you, you're going to go home. You're going to practice. Boom, 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 boom. With both sides of your body. Right, left, 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 right. You're going to practice that shit until you die. You're going to practice that shit. I'm going to teach you basic blocks and kicks and where and how to use them. I'm not going to teach you any jumping spin kicks. I'm not going to teach you any tornado kicks or any reverse tornado kicks. And mostly now that's because of my legs. But why I wouldn't teach you that, because those kicks, and I'll be honest because I make movies. 1, they weren't taught to me by teachers. They were taught to me by watching a TV screen. Alright? Now, 2, you need to practice this shit like you breathe in air. Because the only way you're going to get good is to practice shit like you're breathing air. And number 3, the most important thing that you need to learn from me is that if a person can't stand, they can still fuck you up. If a person can't breathe, they can't hurt you. So going back to rule number 1, I'm going to teach you what you need to survive. Once you leave me, it is your job to stay fit. It is your job to practice until it becomes second nature and a way of life. Now, when I used to be able to kick, I kept it simple. Boxing, fighting stance. No, don't put your chin too close. No, enough space so that you got blocking and striking ability. Now, the fun part. Where do you strike? You have a central meridian that goes all the way down the front and up the back. And in that central meridian, you have at least 3 kill zones that I know. Now, I can't teach you all of them because I don't know all of them. But there are 365 pressure points within the human body, and some of you genetic freaks have 366. But 250 for sure will kill you or fuck you up. I know 250 that will kill you and fuck you up. But for the sake of argument, I only really have to teach you 4. Really. Yeah, and everybody's like, oh, you think you're Japanese. You think you know the Kibanagoku or the Oronami touch. Or you think you're Batman and you watch too much TV and you think you're going to kill somebody by striking them in the right place. So let me ask you this then. If you think that I'm telling you some bullshit, are you willing to take that theory to stand there and let me hit you in these spots so that you know I'm not full of shit? I'm sure you're not willing to let me hit you in your sternum, because that shit could fucking kill you or hurt you really badly. I know you're not gonna let me hit you in your throat, because that shit can kill you or hurt you really badly. Then there's these two pressure points behind your ear that hurt like a motherfucker. Just push on them for a little bit. If you're not coughing, you're not doing it right. I'm not coughing, so I'm not doing it right, because you know what? I'm touching them, but I ain't pushing on them to prove a point to you. So when I take Kempo, every joint is a pressure point. Every one of these lines is a joint, the pressure point. The most bones you have in your body are in your hands and feet. Alright? Your central arteries in the hand, in these joints, in these pressure points. For Kempo, a couple of jabs here in the right spot, someone swinging, you block here if you're on this side, so it will look like this. So for Kung Fu, pay attention, because this affects you if you're listening. This is Kung Fu, block, strike. This is Karate, block, strike. Alright? And this is Praying Mantis, block, strike. So, strike, strike. Now, that didn't have any form without an enemy in front of me, which is cool, because I watched some videos today that this dude, who was clearly a white man, his name was Yoshida Kim, some damn white dude, right? I'm not judging any white dudes, because my sensei, who passed away, was a white dude who was raised in Japan, right? Now, though he may not have been Asian on the outside, he understood the Asian way, right? Now, I'm part Cherokee Indian, so I'm not going to go around hollering at everybody, hey, I'm Chinese. No, I am not. I might look like Chinese to some of you, but I'm literally part Cherokee, part black, part white. There are times where I'm proud of my ethnicity. There are times where I'm very much ashamed. And being mixed means I have no right to be a racist. So, when it comes to martial arts, I don't believe in discriminating in teaching. But I do have one policy and one policy only. Bring me your 4-year-old son, and I will teach him until he turns 16. Bring me your 4-year-old daughter, I will teach her until she turns 21. And I know you're thinking, well, damn, James, that's like exceptionally sexist. Okay? I've explained this in videos before, but generally, once we hit 16 as boys, we have a macho complex that tends to go into overdrive. We want to fight our fathers. We want to fight everybody with a dick that's bigger than ours. And y'all know that shit's true because you've probably been there. And you have been knocked down a couple of times, then you're going to keep going. So why do I want to teach you shit that can hurt people or kill people after you turn 16? See, I haven't told you what you need to know. After you turn 16, it's up to you to be able to decipher right from wrong and when to fucking use the shit that I've taught you. The problem with most of us young men is that once that macho complex kick in, we think we're fucking Raphael. Alright? You get the southeastern Brooklyn accent. You go whipping out some size. You think you're the shit until someone knocks you off your pedestal. Then you want revenge. Now you think you're revenge of a ninja. I shall have my revenge. So now you're trying to hunt this motherfucker down. You forgot to train. All you're thinking about is hunting this motherfucker down and whooping his ass. Rule number 1. No matter what, you should probably always train. Even if you can't physically train, then you should at least train your mind. I can't train my legs, so I had to get my hand game up. Alright? That's not a special effects. You know, because I don't know how to, this is a laptop, so I don't know how to activate nothing on that. But anyway, boom, your low block, your high block, strike, boom, 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 boom. Now, for all medicinal purposes, if you're going to break into a fight, you get into a Western style boxing stance where you're rocking back and forth. If you break down into crane, and my fists were closed when they should have been open, so that you know what I'm talking about. You break into a mantis stand. You break into the other crane. You break into the snake. Two things are going to happen to you in there. One, if that person across the battlefield actually knows the snake or the crane, your ass might be in trouble if you don't. So here's the thing. I respect MMA. I respect Jeet Kune Do. I respect the martial arts because I am the martial arts. You need to become the martial arts and understand Thai fighting, American kickboxing. You need to be able to recognize a style when it's coming at you. Because if you can't recognize that style, it's more likely to you're going to hesitate and meditate from the horizontal position. We don't want that. So like I said, everywhere there's a joint, there's a pressure point. You need to learn how to combine your styles. Magic strike, snake strike, crane defends, tai chi, block, block, block. I understand. That's like iron butterfly. Block, block, block. I know you're all thinking, what the fuck is the iron butterfly? There was once a Chinese movie called The Iron Butterfly. It came out either in the 60s or the 70s. I can't remember it. Google the motherfucker. It's one of the Shaw brothers, I'm pretty sure. Lots of martial art movies that came out in the 70s after Bruce Lee died were mostly imitating him until along came people like Jackie and Jet Li and Sammo. You know, the guy and Donnie Yen and Tony Jaa in the 90s. You know, a lot of these motherfuckers didn't want to be Bruce Lee. They wanted to be in their own recognizable stuff. So when people ask you, who are some of the top martial artists that you name, I ask them, which ethnicity do you want me to start with? Alright? So let's say they want me to go with Asians first. I'm sorry, the first person that comes to my mind is Sammo Hung. If you guys watch martial law, you'll know who he is. If you've seen the movie The Fat Dragon, you'll know who he is. Good movies. I love Sammo. He's like my favorite, okay? And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like Jackie, but Sammo's been in everything that Jackie's been in. Most of the time they've played partners. But Sammo has been the comic relief, while Jackie has been the main guy. Then Sammo got in the martial law, and everyone's like, who the fuck is Sammo? Who the fuck is Sammo? I was like, where the fuck have you guys been? And then, I won't lie, because he's 10 years older than me, I like Jet Li, who's actually been a martial arts champion. Now, as you notice, none of the videos that I have mentioned has said anything bad about anybody Asian or black. So, let me bring in black martial artists. Jim Kelly. He's only done 2 movies. He just recently passed away, like about a year or so ago. Then we got in Chuck Jeffries. We got to bring in Michael Jai White. I can't remember his name, but he's the black guy from American Ninja. I think his name is Stephen James, but I'm not going to swear to it. But, you know, Ty Mack from The Last Dragon. All these guys are actually real martial artists. Now, why do we make movies as martial artists? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Unless you're in MMA or UFC, there's not a whole lot of money in martial arts. Why do you think dojos are expensive? Why do you think the senseis actually have real jobs and they teach after work? If a sensei could honestly tell you that they would rather teach you a martial art all day like you would if you lived in the Shaolin Temple, that would be the truth. But here in America and in the real world, you gotta work. You know, that's why sometimes the schools are expensive and sometimes they're not. If the school is not that expensive, it means the sensei probably has a second job to keep the place in business. You know, which is why I want to make kung fu movies so I can teach kung fu for free. Now that this hip replacement has happened, that's pretty much like null and void. Unless by the grace of God I get hit by lightning and everything just magically can work the way it used to before the metal hip got put in my ass. So now let me get to white martial artists. And I know you guys will not fuck with them. Ray Park. That's right, Darth Maul. Real martial artist. And I always wanted to see a movie with him and Gary Daniels. Alright? Now I'm sure you guys don't know who they are. Gary Daniels is a bad motherfucker. Don't fuck with him. I'm telling you, he will fuck you up. Yin Yang Man, Richard Brandon. Now the only Native American I know for sure was on American WMAC Masters, and that guy is Jamie Great Wolf. I can't think of his damn last name, but he used the name of Great Wolf because it was his great-grandfather. Now most of the people I mentioned haven't been in the UFC. Not like Kid Carmichael Simon or Hurt Perez, who was an Olympian. I forgot who played Red Dragon, and Larry Lamb. You know, these guys will fuck you up. You know, and Key and the Gwen plays Tsunami. These guys will fuck you up. Now, in case you guys didn't know, and I'm gonna throw him out there because he actually is a martial artist. Dolph Lundgren. You're all thinking, He-Man was a martial artist. Dolph Lundgren will fuck you up. He was a champion. Yes, Steven Seagal and Van Damme also were champions. I don't know which martial arts they were in, but I know Dolph Lundgren was a fighter. And I know that Chuck Jeffries, and I know that Gary Daniels and Ray Park. Ray Park plays Snake Eyes in case you guys didn't see him as Darth Maul. Now, those guys, those white guys there, will fuck you up. Now, the videos I'm talking about have put down Frank Dukes. I don't give a damn if they pick down anybody else, but don't put down Frank Dukes. Alright, because he's supposed to be the father of American Ninjutsu. Now, they never say anything about Mark Dacascos. Now, Mark Dacascos is mixed. His father is of Latin descent. His mother is Hawaiian, which means she's of Asian descent because she's from Polynesian. So she's Hawaiian, like literally Hawaiian. So here's the thing on that, for you people who are putting down martial artists, if you've never taken a martial art class, if you've never actually fought a martial artist, you probably want to stop these videos and putting them down. Now, the young man that I watched today, his video was a year old. He didn't put down any of the guys that I named. He just put down certain styles, certain rules, and things like that. And I respect that, because he's actually kind of right. Kung Fu was never meant to be exploited by non-Asians. But also, if you do your history, I don't know how this disgrace happened, but somehow a smaller country, Japan, took over China and banned martial arts. But so, did you know, for the record, ninjutsu originated in China. Now, a lot of people don't know this shit, and you gotta go watch the History Channel and try to find this stuff out, because some of these things you can't Google. There are a lot of things about Wing Chun, there's a lot of things about Mulan, there's a lot of things about Chinese and Japanese legends and demons and things like that that ensure you that you would have some form of martial arts in there. And here's the thing about martial arts. From my point of view, from my perspective, and you don't have to like me, you don't have to listen to me, you don't have to watch my channel anymore. But it is called Kung Fu Havoc for a reason. Alright? First and foremost, I'm going to tell you the one thing that no martial artist wants me to tell you. Especially if you're paying them money to learn. Everyone knows martial arts. I've told you this in another video, so let me give you a refresher course. You go to a sensei and a sifu, a sadoshi, a songpai. I probably didn't say that right. A master, depending on what style of martial arts you go to. A mentor, if you want to call them masters. They unlock all the knowledge within. We teach you how to master your body, because martial arts itself is basically the mastery of the human body and its limits. Most of us don't really have limits unless the doctors cut your ass open and put a metal hip in your ass and say, hey James, guess what? You'll never do Kung Fu again. Enough said. So why am I making this video? I'm making this video as a turning point, as a lesson, because I do talk too much, so I might as well put my talking to good use. Alright? No one wants to be that sensei that taught a bully how to go beat up on nerds. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I say, you're 16, you're in high school, you don't need to come to my school. Alright? Now, if you're 16 years old and you're in high school and you come home beat up every day like the Karate Kid did, yeah, special circumstances, I will teach you until you're 21. Because no one should have to be beaten up every fucking day. Now, I took verbal beatings. I was picked on from kindergarten all the way to college. But most of the people who picked on me would never fight me. They would talk that shit. They would threaten me and get my heart, get me a little scared. But when I show up to fight, they're nowhere around. So a lot of times, a lot of people are just blowing hot air at you. And you have to learn how to receive it, push it down, and walk away. Now, a lot of people don't believe in Qigong. I didn't either. Alright? I swear to God, I did not believe in Qigong until I started taking it. So, I'm going to tell you what I know. It does exist. I've only felt Qi power one time before learning Qigong. But I only felt it in a fit of rage. Qi works differently for everyone. And the first time I ever felt it was like when I was 15 and had to fight a guy like 3 times my size. I won. End of story. We became good friends after that. You know. And the thing about martial arts, for those who believe and don't believe, you have the right to believe what you want. You can call me a liar if you want, but you have not walked a mile in my shoes. And as far as you fighting all those people that I named, hey, knock yourself out. If I was still 21 and healthy, damn right I'd be more than willing to go and try these guys, because sometimes macho complexes don't actually go away. But by the time you're 25, you know right from wrong, and if you don't, then you're probably fucking retarded. You need to go get some discipline. But here's the thing. A lot of us learn martial arts because we don't want to be under the bottom of somebody's foot. Alright? We don't want to have to swallow our pride. We don't have to want to let their lips react. And we don't want to be having our faces where their foot be at. So we learn to fight. Now, I suppose you guys want to know what's the best style. I'll never tell. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. B, C, and U.